Again, brothers and sisters, great fear is about to grip America. Unimaginable fear. Fear that, as it says, men's hearts be filled with fear of those things coming upon the earth, coming upon America and Europe, specifically America, right? Men's hearts be filled with fear of those things coming upon the earth, because the powers of heaven be shaken. Let's talk about this war that's about to break out between America and Iran, and false Israel and Iran, right? It's going to break the power of America. America is on momentum, and it's about to break, and it's going to cause great fear. It's going to grip America with fear, unimaginable fear, and it will not let go. And it's just going to increase, get worse and worse and worse. And this is just an anticipation. We're supposed to have immense hearts be filled with fear of those things coming. So if they having heart attacks, failing, having strokes, in anticipation, what will happen once it actually gets here? If they fear the lion, see a lion rushing towards them a mile away, what will they do when the lion approaches? Great fear, brothers and sisters. And it's going to touch the whole planet. It's going to rock the planet. This fear is so great, it's going to rock the planet. But it's going to focus in on America specifically, because that's its target. Fear. That's really installing us for 40 years, and that's coming up all of a sudden, all of it. Okay, brothers and sisters, my previous presentation, right, I had to shut it down. If anybody is there, it's the last about 15 minutes, I think, and you'll see they sabotage it. They're doing everything they can. Something happened that never happened before. They sabotaged, they bought some stuff, and I couldn't get rid of it, so I had to shut it down, start over again. So I'm not going to say everything I said there, so if you want, you hit the whole, spend the first 10, 15 minutes with that, and then continue with this. But I was talking basically about how the seasons, and if you look at it, like the universe constantly changing, and you have to understand how the universe works. And before that, you did not know, and you may not know now. But once you understand that, you could not have understood the story about the jinn. That's why jinn didn't understand it, Iblis didn't understand it, because they had thorough knowledge. God said, I know what you know not. When you understand how the universe works, then, because before you heard me, you had no idea about any of this stuff. You had no clue. They don't know what the jinn means. The Sunni don't know what they are. No one knows what the jinn, or the jinn, they're some mystical angels somewhere. We're not even angels, according to them. And you can't see them. Adam's whole human race is all messed up, right? And the things, the concepts you're getting here, concepts you haven't got anywhere, you haven't heard anything, even from Elijah Muhammad. Nothing. The universe expands, contracts. The energy deprivation, never heard about energy deprivation. No knowledge whatsoever. What it means. Why is it? Right? About the gene key, that how we turn off and on the genes, right? The whole sequence, right? All these things you never knew anything about. You never knew about the fulcrum, how justice changes, because you think justice is a static thing, like, oh, well, you put 5 in, you get 10 out. But that's not what Scripture. You're gonna have blessing here. After blessing, it would not be justice, would it? It means you get something you're not supposed, you ain't work for. You get 10 for 1. Well, that wouldn't be justice. So you think, God, well, you're not just, right? It's my favor, but still not just. But God's always just, because the fulcrum changes, and the state of justice changes. Because now it's right now it's in negative, and now it's going to be positive again. You didn't understand any of these things. Maybe you still understand them now. Before I told you about them. How pressure works. You understand how you transform something. How you transform something, right? And then the seasons. We can go. So in other words, you get scripture for each season. And so right now, this season, energy deprivation, right? That was a season that we would just come out of 6,000 years, because you have 4 6,000 year seasons every cycle. That's approximately 24,000 years. And so we just come through a winter season, and during the winter season, the winter people are the gods. They run it. Satan is the god of this world. He would be the god of energy deprivation. they tell you Satan is God as well. That's why these devils don't call God's name, because Satan is their God. Jesus told you Satan is God of this world. If the most powerful country in this world were not under him, he wouldn't be a God, would he? The most successful people in the time of Satan would be Satan's people, because Satan, in the time of Satan, winter, people who understand winter would be successful in the winter. Period. And so they would be successful, and they would be God's people for that period. See? Because that's what it is. We adjust these cycles. So in other words, so God put him in power, empowered him. So, okay, your season, go for it. Season to make, mix, and shed blood. So, but the point is, we're going to control the process of the universe, but we control the quality. So the thing is, if you said, okay, you go to energy deprivation, but no, all the nations had an idea about how they want to deal with energy deprivation. That's where you get the quality in. See, that's why we're talking about personification. I explained in the previous one, I'm not going to go to that all over that again, right? But that's why we have personification, so to leave things just a chance. Because if we didn't have personification and energy deprivation, and we go to the winter, then if you go to the winter, you don't need anybody to, if it's ice there, if it's cold, it's 10 below zero, you don't need anybody to, you're going to freeze. You're just going to freeze. But if we make personification, right, that means a person come and grab you and freeze you to death, hug you, freeze you to death. Then it's something you can see, you can feel, maybe you can avoid them. That's where you personify everything. See? But when you personify things like that, it means you get control of it. What I mean, you get control, quality control. Because all the nations had, right, all nations deal with in different ways because they have quality control. So I want to deal with it this way. If you don't have that, then you say, winter's coming, man, what can I do? I said to freeze. Right? But no, I want to deal with it this way. I want to deal with it that way. So everybody chose a way to do it. Right? But Dr. Shabbat says, well, we're going to use this, right, for our advantage. Because we personify it, that means we got a people that's winter people that's contrary to us. That's resistance. When something contrary, that's resistance. Because they want it one way, you want another way. Right? So when you go to the gym, that's what you're doing. You lift weight. That's resistance. That's pressure. So if you want to change something else, right? It depends on the quality of pressure you put on. You got all kinds of pressure. Weight, you got all kinds of weight. You want to use the weights for your arms. You got a machine for that. You want for legs. Depends on how you want to do it. But if you want to make a people into a superior people, then you need another type of people you need anti-people, right? To put that kind of pressure on them to make them upgrade to a higher level. That's what you need. You could, but dogs wouldn't do it. Apes wouldn't do it. Just going to the gym wouldn't do it. You need that's what you want to happen. You want to transform you to a higher level. So you need people that's contrary to you, that's going to put pressure on you, right? And to cause you to transform, because you want to transform into not to something weird. You want to transfer. You want to be yourself, but you want to get better self. So you want pressure applied that particular way. That's what he's putting it right in the center, Adam. He's contrary to us in every way. Okay? And that means he put maximum pressure on us right in the center of them. So therefore we get that result that we upgrade, let's make male our likeness and our image, male and female. So I'm not move on, brothers and sisters. Like, I'm not going to play the video I wanted to play because they sabotaged. I don't want to do it again. And I'll probably do it separately. And what's going on here? Okay, I hope they haven't get messages in there. Okay, that sounds good. John's going to do it. Oh, you understand, brothers and sisters, right? So we wanted to transform that. So we had to have a contrary being, so it wouldn't matter. And so that's what we said. Other people, like Matt Farmer said, some went to another planet, some exiled over here. Everybody had a different way they want to deal with it. But none of those ways will cause them to transform into the one. That means you had to be, because they was trying to avoid as much as they could in deprivation. We said, no, we don't want to avoid it. We want to take it and use for our benefit. And it would be terrible, but the point is the result. With maximum pressure, they get the result. That's how you make a God. Then move on. And so at this point, their 6,000 year period, the 6,000 year period was officially over at 2019, at 2020. And the plague started, 1619 to 2019. And when you have a principle called, you have a principle in mathematics, right, called momentum. Now, when you step before the gas, that's acceleration. You're giving it power. But if you take your foot off the gas, and every action has an opposite or equal reaction. But if you put something in motion, you stay in motion until something reacts to it, right? So you take your foot off the gas and you put it back on. Your car's gonna keep rolling, unless the wind or something stops it. That's momentum. And so America had a lot of acceleration for 6,000 years. But now that the fuel is gone, they put the foot on the gas. There's no gas because their time is over. They're in momentum now. But people think, oh man, look how powerful they were. So they still think that the car's still moving, so it must be some power to it. But it's no momentum. It has no power anymore. And the first thing it hits is going to stop it. See? But you think you don't know that. And that's the way people respond to the momentum that the Europeans in America had for 6,000 years. They go, oh, look how powerful they are. And then they go hit, as soon as it hits something, it stops because there's no power behind it. And they go hit mass from hump in a minute. Then they'll probably be broken. Everybody will see that they have no power anymore. See? So they respond to what they think they don't have it. Understand? So I want you to understand that. I wanted to go in a lot of detail, but I'm going to have to keep it short because I spent a couple of days just trying to get my sound up, and then I finally got up, and then they sabotaged the first 15 minutes, so I had to stop and start again. So they're in momentum right now. And they about to hit something, and then that'd be the end. They stop. They have no power. Everybody thinks they've got counterfeit power. So I'm probably, if everything works all right, I'll probably do this whole thing tomorrow again, and hopefully I can be, follow all the way through the whole thing without any problem. Because there's a lot of things I want to say about this, right? Okay, so I'm not going to do this whole thing, brothers. I've been promised I'm not going to do it because, like I said, I had all those issues, and right now I was going to get some of that today, and then, well, I wasn't actually going to do this today because I want to do something else until I make sure I got this down pat. Because I don't want to. I want the interruptions, and I think this is. I want to put this whole thing together for you, brothers and sisters, right? Like I was, one thing I was saying, we're immortal people. We're immortal people. We've been here. We'll always be here. Death is not enemy. That's our friend, because it's the means by what we upgrade. You have to. Like I said, oh grave, where's our victory? Oh death, where's our sting? That means the grave is not victorious over us because we give up this body, they rejuvenate to a better body. And I talked about that in our previous ones, about 15 minutes long. Look at it if you will. Anyway, what I want to talk about here is, I'm talking about pressure. Greater pressure overcomes lower pressure. I talk about the mind. Now we living in the pressure in the mind right now. We're in the momentum of the mind. The momentum of the mind. Hold on a minute. See if I can do this. I'll get in trouble here. I'll do it. Okay. Where's that at? What's going on here? Oh boy. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters. Okay, that's that. And there you go. And then, where is that? Okay, that's where is that? Okay, hold on. here, okay. And where's this? Yeah, okay. Oh, brothers and sisters, then I'm going to do this. Okay, where is it? Okay, that's that right there. And we're going to, hold on, I got to fix this. Okay, got that. Now I got to find this. Where is this at? Oh. Okay, now can't find it. Oh, I have to delete this and come back. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. There's right there. Yes. Oh. I'm going to put this here. There you go. Right there, then what's that? Where's this? And where am I here? Oh, filing. Okay, got it. Filing. Got it. There you go. There you go now. Get my camera. Oh God, this is hilarious. It really is. You think about it, it's hilarious. Oh boy. And my camera's nowhere. They really working overtime. Overtime, brothers and sisters. Stop this. It's not going to work. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, we'll go with that. Let's go with that, brothers and sisters. Well, I want to talk about this pressure. Now, everything's mathematics, though it's pressure. And right now we live in the momentum of the pressure of the mind of the sealed Bible. Remember, the mind for this time is the scripture. So the sealed Bible was the scripture of the last 6,000 years. Well, actually, the last 2,000 years anyway. But it was the mind of the last 2,000 years. Right? Because your mind is the software. And that the scripture is the software you need to be successful that period of time. And the sealed Bible is the guidance that Adam had. Remember, he would make major shed blood. So that was the guidance he had for that period of time, okay? So, now, this is 2,000 years ago, right? Now, when the people that person you call Jesus, right? Isa ibn Miriam, right? Okay, he came on the scene 2,000 years ago with the sealed Bible, right? And when he came on the sealed Bible, that was a greater because it was a season for it. the previous season was over. Right? But you need, in other words, at the time of spring, time of spring is over, and then summer will start moving in. But you got a transition period between the spring. I mean, you don't have spring one day and then summer the next day. You got the transition between the two because it's like thawing out, right? So, but it takes the summer, right? It takes the spring to push the summer out. Because the spring, right? If the spring don't warm up, then the winter will stay. So the spring has to bloom, and as it's blooming, right? Because it heats up, spring has to be the nature of the spring. Because now you can have a spring that's a cold spring, and then the winter will remain. So spring has to be what spring is, the nature of spring, which will, right, overcome, because it's a time for it. It will overcome, because it's the new, it will overcome the old mind, because the old mind, the mind of winter will not work. So in winter, everything, snow and that stuff, that's precious stuff. But in spring, it works for nothing. So if you're in the springtime, money and everything is tied to the winter. All your money, wealth, and everything is tied to the winter. So when the winter's over, that wealth just disappears because it was tied to the winter. You understand? Okay. So this was the empire that Jesus came to, and when he showed up, man, right? That new season came in, and season, that's Catholic Church. That was the Bible. That's their church. But see, that was a transition period between the Roman, because that was just Catholic Church was just another form of, it was Christianity mixed with Romanism, because the Pope was the new Caesar, right? Anyway, it did place it because it was the right season and the pressure was greater. But greater pressure overcomes lesser pressure. So, right? Because that mind, so he had a new mind. And that mind was more powerful than the previous mind, because that mind was in sync with the universe. So it blew away the previous mind. So all that's gone. They call it mythology and everything that people's in, right? And then what happened? And it tells you in Genesis, right? 2,000 years ago, and then what happened? And then come the Islamic Empire 5 years later. See? It blew away that because it was a different mind for that season. That particular season, it blew away the sealed Bible, that aspect of the sealed Bible. That sealed Bible was the sun. The moon reflects it. Near the moon. So remember, this whole thing was under the bracketed by the sun. That's why the moon just reflected, because much of the Quran just reflects the Old Testament, because it's within the scope of the what you call it, not the Old Testament. Well, it's within the scope of the sealed Bible. So like the way they treat women, because you're still in the same season, you're still in Yaqub season. So the Quran could not go against Yaqub season. It had to be, right? It gives you the information, but had it in the context of that season. It still had to tell you, because otherwise it wouldn't be successful. Remember, the Quran was revealed in the winter time, in winter season. So it tells you, right, how to deal with the winter season, right, a different way. Remember, you have a different quality, but it still had to be within the scope of the winter season, or they wouldn't be successful. They were successful. Okay? So it blew away, right, the Catholic Church, right? Then for 1,000 years, right? And then God came and blew it away. See? Because that was sealed Bible. Remember, you had Christianity and Catholicism. Catholicism is a mixture of Rome, so it wasn't pure Christianity. And then you had the Protestants. They call it protest where it came from. They protested against the Catholic Church, and they started Christianity. That's why they said Christianity is 500 years old, right? So it was more powerful. That mind pressure was greater, so it blew away the Islamic Empire, and they can't do it. They haven't been able to do anything with it. Haven't been able to do anything with it. They've been the old Catholic Church has not been as successful against the Protestant Church. Who represents the Protestant Church? Gog and Magog, America, Britain. There's the Protestant nations. France and Germany and all those other nations, they was the Catholic nations, Catholic nations. They was under that mindset. And they have not been able to defeat Gog and Magog. Because they still have it's a powerful mindset, but it's more powerful than the Sunni, but it's not powerful. Right? Well, I know I have to take that back. It's not powerful with the sealed Bible that Gog and Magog have the Protestant. Because remember, there was a mix with Romanism, whatever. Anyway, this was the new Gog and Magog, democracy. Other one had kings, caliphs, and then what's about to happen now? This one, the season, I told you that season was over 2020, right? An angel mind is coming, and it's blowing this away. They cannot do anything about it because it's bringing a new mind. Your mind's new pressure. Bring new ideas. That's why you hear things you never heard before. Not even close. That's the seeds of something that's more powerful. Because right now you're getting the seeds. Remember, he's laying the foundation. So the seeds are the foundation. You start out as a seed. See the foundation of you. So you get the angels of seeds that get you, and they're going to grow and get. And right now, that seed form, they're already defeating because the whole. It puts everything in perspective because it's for this time, right? It's more powerful, and so it's a whole new mindset, right? Because it's not for this time, but it's going to grow and become cover the whole earth, like it says in Daniel, and be forever. And so you have to be on that mindset. You have to be up to that mindset, or you're going to perish. Okay, look at it another way. Lower pressure, high pressure just blows it away. Look, I'm gonna keep this short because I have all these other problems I had, right? So I'm gonna keep it short. Hopefully tomorrow, if everything works out, I can give a full-fledged like I intend to do. See here, this is the new mind. Angels, new mind. I'm showing music. Now I said the music. I try to show you how music reflects our attitude. See, music, what? Music is manipulation of atmosphere. Sound is the atmosphere. And music is manipulation of atmosphere. Right? So you make the atmosphere dance. Right? That's what music is. It's just air. But you quality control the air. You control the air, right? And make it dance. And that's music. But see, that's extension from us. And right now, what music is dominating the world? Ours. I tell you, and that means we have some mastery over the air. We have the mastery of the air in terms of right there. I tell you, that's a connection right there. I tell you, we have mastery of the air in that respect. It's going to be more profound when we get to hereafter. Right now, we have mastery of the air because that sound you're hearing right now, I'm showing mastery of a certain mastery of the air as far as transmitting this information. It's superior to anything out there. But I have to have control the air to do that. When I'm talking, I'm controlling the air. When you play music, you're controlling the air atmosphere in that respect. Hurricane, all that kind of stuff, that's also, comes from us. But let's just tell you that. You just don't know it yet. That's why some of it is so, because if say for instance, you talk, just talking about it, that you control it, but it wouldn't be dribble. Because you don't know how to, like a baby, they control it, but they don't know they control it, it's just gibbish. Well, that's what's happening in the weather right now, brothers and sisters. Because you control all this, it's just gibbish because you don't know what, you ain't learned this language yet. You control the weather, you just don't know the language yet. It's like a baby, he's talking, he's controlling the air, but it's gibberish, so it's happening, but nobody knows what they're talking about. Same thing. All these tornadoes and everything, it's coming from you. You're gonna learn in a minute. So that music. So right now, so the music, because the angel, I told you the music is coming, but it tells you the angel, and that's coming from this word. Because this word, remember, this word is going to transform my people, and some people are more inclined musically, And so that's why it's going to affect them. Because remember, we have heart cells, lung cells, feet cells, whatever, right? Got some that heart cells, they probably more close to manipulate the air in that way. And so when it hits them, right, it's going to come out, energy will come out for them in the form of music. A new music, because it's a new time. The music of the 500 years is different than the music that was 500 years before, isn't it? Something totally different. And it's still controlled by us. And more, brothers and sisters. I'm going to keep this short. Let's see this right here. Now I'm playing this for a reason. Now resistance, like I said, resistance is pressure. You go to the gym, right? That's what it is. It's resistance training. Lift weights, that's resistance. So if you want this muscle, you got to use this machine to get that kind of resistance. You want a leg muscle, whatever. And same as studying. You want to learn. You got to go in and find the subject you want, and you're going to resistance. That's confusion until you figure it out. Because if you already knew it, you wouldn't get confused, would you? So the more confused you are, the harder the subject is. The more, like if you go in and you try to lift the weight, and the heavier it is, that means the weaker you are. That means how much you got to do to be able to lift it. How much energy you got to put, focus, right? See? And so the thing is that you take and the angel is to take, remember this whole world is their mind. It's their level of their mind. Remember, they got the angel mind, they got the sealed Bible mind, and this whole world they got is an extension of that mind. This came in by that mind. That mind brought it into existence. Just like before Jesus, right? The mind they had brought that reality into existence, right? So the angels bring a new reality into existence. It's greater, so it's going to make all things new. It's going to destroy this whole reality because it's greater, and it's going to bring a new reality that's consistent in line with the universe. That's why it's going to last forever, right? And so, but it's practically. But look what it took to get there. That means if it takes this much to lift, then and now say for instance you got a job and you have to lift that much weight. Well, he can qualify, but can you? So if that's what you got to do it, and that's the only job is, and that's what you have to do. That's between you eat and not eat, then you're gonna starve to death. Because that's what you got. That's the criteria. And so the mind, it tells you the mind that took. It said the mind that took. Right, the energy it took, right, and to get the angel to upload the angel or to activate it was extraordinary. It says no one could do it. No one, not even a God. No one could do it. So that's how much weight you need to break those seals. How much strength you need, how much energy. You got to focus that much energy. And that means you got all that resistance. You got who want to deal with that resistance? Nobody could deal with that resistance. Nobody could lift that kind of weight. It was just too much. But one person did it. So now that's the qualification he could say the angel's a new mind. But if his mind, if that's the mind that person has, the angel, that means that's a new reality coming because it's great in this reality. And the only way you can successful, you have to be on that level. Otherwise you can't lift the weight, you're gonna starve. You got to be on that level, there's no choice. So right now, if you want to live in this society, you have to be on a certain level to live here. A retarded person could not survive here by themselves. They couldn't do it. A person from 500 years ago could not survive here. They come here, got cell phones, all this stuff. Like people right here, right now, can't keep up with it. I don't know if you get that point or not, brothers and sisters. You have to. That's why he was able to do it, and then once he did it, right, then he showed you how to do it. And he did it. You believe or you don't. And you can step up, but you can't. The devils can't. Like that weight right there, a 5-year-old child could never do it. Never, it's impossible. They could never lift that much weight. You know what I'm saying? That means the devils be like our 5-year-old child. They can never lift the angel. They had of 2,000 years. They can't do it. So they can never make it here. They be crushed. And the only reason why, the thing I'm trying to point out to you, brothers and sisters, is that we went to the gym and we lived, so we qualified. Everybody will say, oh, I'm going to do something else, man. I'm going to run, I'm going to do all the kind of stuff. No, that's what you have to do right there. And so now, as the new world's coming in other words, now that new, on that level, they're going to be crushed. All that remain will be crushed because they don't have the mind. They didn't do the resistance like we did. Submit. That's why all it says is that stone will crush all of them. Because that new mind is coming, it's going to bring a whole new reality they cannot handle. Because they didn't, it's too late, they can't be too late to run back to the gym now. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I don't know if So that's a 1,000-pound weight. Then you because it says that's why it says Suleiman's the wisest man ever lived. Because this is the wisest time in history to take this type of wisdom. You got 2 times in history, you have maximum wisdom here and in the beginning. That's a different type of wisdom. That's the one that brings into the mind that we use for scripture and everything. It's a different type of mind. It says, and so therefore, and that's the mind, because that mind is so powerful, that's going the ancient days, he's going to take and bring a kingdom that's going to last forever. And so you want to be a part of that, you have to go up in that range, you have to. Otherwise you're just going to be a beast or ape or something, and you'll be crushed. Be mentally crushed, because the world coming in, you can't even, it said you can't even imagine this world. You can't imagine it's coming in. And now it's the time that you have to start going to the gym and get ready for it. A lot more I want to say, brothers, but like I said, because I had issues, I'm not going to. Hopefully tomorrow, everything will be resolved. Okay, I'm not going to go this again. What happened here? Let me just go through this real quick. And there's another plane crash yesterday. Because nothing will work anymore, brothers and sisters. Nothing of the winter will work. When spring come in, all the ice and everything melts. I don't care how powerful it is, it melts. I don't know if you can understand that. This world was built off of winter mathematics. That mathematics will not work in the spring. So they will have accidents, have all kinds of problems, everything will backfire. It will not work. Talk about this. Let's see if I. Okay, did I have anything? I'm gonna leave it there, brothers and sisters. Yeah. I was gonna do I was gonna do a couple of hours, at least an hour, but because, like I said, they sabotaged my first 15 minutes and all that. Something. Hopefully tomorrow. Okay, again. That's what I got to know here. Try to make it as simple as possible, brothers and sisters, for you. Like I said, Quran said, they'll disbelieve it, matter not. We say some say not, because they will not believe. Don't have the capability. They don't have the capability. Devils do not have the capability to make the hereafter. Those that do make it, they've been enslaved, remember, go into captivity forever and ever, because they won't come in. Remember, those that come in, it says those that take captivity, that's how the devils, like I said, they was trying to make us eternal slaves, because they thought the winter would last forever. They didn't know about the seasons, because they was only made for a season. They never experienced other seasons, right? So it says, they was going to make it, according to the sealed Bible, make us slaves forever. But they, in the process, they made themselves that because we own them. I explained that process because everything they got, they stole and everything else. So that's the material that they made themselves out of is stolen material. So it don't belong to them. It's in the form of life, but it's still stolen material. So it don't belong to them. The material doesn't even belong to itself, right? So when those that make it into it, they will not make it in as human beings. They be servants. In fact, their language level will not be on, they would speak a different language. It's like you speak to dog, they would not understand our language. They would not understand it. We have to speak a lower language, speak to a dog or something. They would not understand a mathematical language. It's not special, like they did to us. They forced us to speak some stupid whatever. They said we were stupid, so we basically all we could say is yes or ma'am, no, yes master, no master, whatever. But this would be reality, because you couldn't teach them anyway. You just couldn't teach. We didn't have to ban them and stop reading. They won't be able to do it. They won't understand what we're talking about. They won't understand our language. So we had to have a special language for them. And they would be servants. They'll look similar to us. It's like, just like apes and everything look similar to us. But they won't be anything like us. Or they'll still have the basic form they have right now. But they won't be doing any upgrading. You'll see girls upgrading. They'll upgrade. They'll still look the same way they look like now, about 10,000 years from now. But they don't have the capability to turn on the genes, they don't have them. But they'll be our servants. Then the whole creation will be fulfilled, because, like I said in the beginning, all life is in one person. We start delegating stuff. The bees do this for us, and stuff that we used to do ourselves, they wouldn't have to do it anymore. The trees does for us, right? Trees, we breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide, they breathe in carbon dioxide, breathe back oxygen, symbiotic relationship. Bees, ants, they do these things that we had to do all those things ourselves initially. Now they do it. Right? And then at the end, right, we make a beast that's speaking beast. So we can speak to the beast and tell that beast what to do with other beasts. That's the last part. That's another way of looking at it, but that's one of the things we want to do also, aside from making us, because now we would, before them, remember I said we had to do all those things ourselves. So we had part of us had to be servants. Those are angels. We don't need them. That's why we upgraded gods. Now we got servants. Like we used to make honey out with ourselves. Now bees do it. Everybody does these little things. You know, flies, they get rid of waste. So everybody had a function, because we did all that ourselves. And so then we had to have servants. So some of us were servants. But now upgrade to gods, because we delegate, we made them, they're going to be the servants now forever. So now it's complete. You got animals, you got the animals, you got the plants, you got the animals, right? And you had us, right? Before you had first you had virus and all that kind of stuff. Then you had the plant life. Then you had the reptiles. Then you had the mammals. Get more complicated, right? So, right, and then you get to the point where and then that's okay now. Remember, they're you know, and now you got something that's in between us and them that can control them for us, because they love animals, don't they? And we can tell them they go ahead and do slaughtering for us and harvesting out, whatever, right? Because we just tell them. Say, I want you to do this, do that, in the language that we give them. I don't think it'd be English language, but we'd be far beyond any language they could come up with, right? Because they'll be servants forever. Okay, let me look at this and I'm gonna close about this. Hopefully tomorrow I can do this justice like I want to. That's really a big subject. I wanted to go through all of it. I talk about angel music. Did I talk about that? I'm not. I think I did. I think I talked about this. I talked in the first one, right? But I was saying, if I didn't, let me read. We control the atmosphere. Yeah, I did talk about it. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, I'll bring it up tomorrow, right? The controls we have, bro, says you can't imagine, but you're gonna find, like, we're still babies. Like a baby can talk, but it don't know it. It's babbling. So later, it gets controlled. The atmosphere is, now you understand what it's saying. It's trying to say something, but it doesn't know. It's bad, right? Even if it gets 1 year old still. And as it gets older, it gets more control now, but it's controlling the air. The air is sound. And then music, same thing. And weather. Right now, we're battling with the weather. Okay? So we're going to have control of it. make on the Queen of Players God universe. That means something. It is something. It's not just something said. And we gotta get these demons out. Talk more about that tomorrow. I'm gonna leave it there, brothers and sisters. Hopefully, I can't say because let me go ahead and just play this. I can't say, brothers and sisters, because hold on, let me make sure I got this right this time. Because I said they sabotaged me all day just trying to figure out how they did it. And then once I got to go, and then they sabotaged it. They had to cancel it because they put a link in it. Now, I don't know how I got in there. I couldn't get rid of it. Let me check something here right quick. Hold on, brothers and sisters. Hold on here. Yeah, that'll work. No. I could let that play too, but I'm not. I'm gonna let it play right now. Let's let this play here.